Well, we have the college football playoff rankings for the first time this season. 25 teams, and they're all competing for just 12 spots. We're going to go through them, biggest shockers, biggest takeaways, what it means for the Buckeyes, because, well, I think everybody knows by now they are the top team, but that doesn't always hold true in the college football playoffs. So we're going to look through it, joined by Jeff Hogan here, a special edition of The King and I.
Yes, and these rankings are not the final rankings.
They are not.
They're going to change, but it gives us something to talk about.
And they're beautifully all laid out for us. Shout out to Danny G. He typed this up for us.
Well,
so appreciate that.
We rely on
give me your biggest shocker when you saw the rankings.
I think I got to side with you where Oregon had dropped, but I'm going to, since that's going to be yours, I can tell already, I'll take the Notre Dame.
Okay.
I'll take the Notre Dame. Miami beat them. And Miami is 9 spots down below.
Eight spots down.
Eight spots below where Notre Dame is. So that's a bit mind-boggling right now. And Notre Dame sets itself up without a championship game, sets itself up in the mix right now.
The committee loves Notre Dame, and give Notre Dame credit. They played a tough schedule early on. Their losses are to Miami and to Texas A&M, two teams that have proven how good they can be this season, but they do not like Miami. It's very shocking to see. This is a Hurricanes team that, I mean, when we went to Madison, which was just 2 weeks ago, everyone was saying was better than the Buckeyes. They lose that game to Louisville. They lose this past weekend, and now they find themselves in the first rankings out of the top 16. My shocker by far, as I was watching the rankings play out, I sent a text and I said, wow, they really like the Big Ten. You see Washington in there, Michigan in there, Iowa, USC. 4 Big Ten teams from 19 through 25. I thought, okay, that's going to be really good for Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana. And I was right for Ohio State, Indiana. But Oregon, they have it 9. This is a one-loss Oregon team to the team they consider the number 2 in the country. Now, I get it. Oregon hasn't really beaten anybody. Their best win was on the road at Penn State in overtime. And I mean, if you think about, people say, well, you know, that was a different Penn State team. It really wasn't. It's the same Penn State team that lost to Northwestern the following week. They had Drew Aller. And so it's not surprising because they just don't have that quality win. But that was shocking to see them so far down. I thought there was an argument to be made that they were the best one-loss team because of who they lost to.
We take it this far into this conversation, and we still haven't talked about the number 1 team in the country. But when you talk about who has hurt themselves and who has helped themselves in the recent past, Texas, how about that performance? Yep. They beat Vandy and jump up, so that helps Ohio State.
It's massive. When I saw Texas said, well, I guess when I didn't see Texas all the way up to 12, I was stunned. And then you saw Oklahoma, and I thought, well, they've got to be ahead of them because they beat them head-to-head. That's huge for the Buckeyes. That Washington game is huge for the Buckeyes. I mean, to say you went on the road now and have a win over the number 23 team, the committee's going to value that. And sometimes you get in a situation with these playoff rankings where you beat the team out of the rankings. You beat them, and so they drop. And you look at a team like Illinois, Ohio State can't claim that as a good win because they beat them and they drop out of the rankings. So to have Washington kind of build back up after that win by the Buckeyes is huge. Listening to the commissioner about why they put Ohio State over Indiana was big. He talked about how both of those teams are really good on the defensive side of the ball. He thought that, as you just mentioned, the Texas win and the Washington win were a big reason why the Buckeyes are won.
Different teams now, Texas, comparatively, when you face them in week 1. So Utah is playing above its weight as far as the AP is concerned. AP has some separation in some areas. College football rankings have some darlings that they like. How much of this do you think they don't want to see all that separation? Like the college football rankings don't want to be that far off of the AP game.
I think you probably nailed it. I think you probably sit down and they don't consider it, Jeff. They never look at the rankings. No. They walk in there with a blind idea. They don't even know the school's names when they sit down. But you have to know. I mean, you have to have that base point and understand that while some AP voters are ridiculous and get wild, the consensus AP voters really, realistically have a very similar top 15, top 20.
It's interesting.
All right, he is Jeff Hogan. Week 1 in the books. Now we get to do this quite a few more times leading up till that December, 7th date when we get the final rankings. And then they go play each other. That's the fun part.
King and I each week.
I love it. Thanks, Jeff.